Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 20, probably the, to me, AJ. We got Mike,
Hi.
both a little wired up. Qualifying for the British Grand Prix.
Wait. Drinking coffee at 9 in the morning is early for you?
My normal schedule.
Noon.
No, I can't wake stuff done.
That's fair. That's fair, I guess. See, I wake up normally like 6:30 or 7, so like a little different.
I make one as I.
So what is your coffee? Do you have a Keurig in that house, or do you have like a normal coffee maker, like a normal person?
We have a. It's called a coffee maker. So it
Okay,
does. It's got a graph and it'll coffee sleeve, and it's got a actually got a frother on the side,
so
which I just learned how to use this past week, like properly use. I'd always just used it as like a mixing thing, stuff in it, and it gets a little frothy on the top, but I learned how to properly. And I will say, I have since I started doing that, I haven't added anything other to like normally I'll put some fake sugar in it,
mm,
sweeten it up.
interesting. I buy I forget what brand it is. You get I get the flavored creamers. I've been doing the hazelnut because it comes in the big creamer package. It means it lasts me the whole week.
Yeah, I've got coffee.
Yeah, I just do because I like hazelnut more. I would do caramel macchiato, but they don't come in the big ones, which means I have to buy more of them. So
Yeah.
it's being smart with my money here. But no, I do that, and I go through a big one of those like a week almost because like I'll drink like a couple cups of coffee during the day, and then once you do that, it quickly goes through it.
Welcome to Coffee Talk.
This is
SWW's
coffee.
new show.
Hey, I used to work at a Starbucks. I think it counts as coffee. It depends. Like, so you could give them shit for being overpriced and stuff, but
Yeah.
like they do relatively train you. Like you could work in a coffee shop after that because you are pretty trained on different nuances of coffee.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't give them shit. I will give them shit for overpriced because obviously I have the Starbucks index.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's serviceable. Like, there are definitely worse coffees that you can get a drive-through, and
Mm-hmm.
even from places that consider themselves to be coffee shop
Mm-hmm.
chain coffee. Thinking
Uh,
of like,
Duncan.
yeah, but like with Dunkin', you order one thing. It's like get a black coffee.
Oh, I do. It's a large iced coffee with cream, sugar, and caramel swirl.
You don't order anything fancy at Dunkin' because no, they can't do it. At Tim Hortons, you get the double double. Only way you order a coffee at Tim Hortons. Not add any flavor. Do not add more than 2 cream sugar. And actually, I found this out when I was in Canada. They scale up. So like if you order a double double
Mm-hmm.
large, it's not 2 and 2. It's like 3 and 3.
Interesting.
So they scale it up to the size. I think a true double double is like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one where they'll put 2 cream, 2 sugar in it, and that's the thing. Yeah, they will scale it up. So if you order a large, it's not like you're getting 2 cream, 2 get the equivalent, which is nice because I will sometimes order a medium and sometimes order a large. If I'm going to Tim Hortons, I want my coffee to taste a specific way. Like go around the world, a Tim Hortons double double will taste the exact same.
That's the Starbucks argument too, by the way, is you go
Yeah,
anywhere and you know exactly what you're getting, no matter where you are, you know exactly what it tastes like.
I will say that's not good. No, I like to give shit to Starbucks because it's not necessarily the people that work there. They seem to be pretty chill. The attitude surrounding Starbucks is so pretentious.
I don't know why you're implying that people who order $8 coffees on the daily are pretentious.
And it's like, dude, if you want to spend $8 on a coffee, I'll take you. Like, West Michigan isn't known as a coffee hotspot, but I can take you into Grand Rapids and order you an $8 coffee, and it'll be the best thing you'll ever have.
Oh no, but if you want pretentious. So I used to work in the Ravenswood neighborhood in Chicago.
Yep.
The office I worked in, directly beneath us was a coffee store. That place, you walk in, it just smells like hipster. And like you'd order a coffee, it would take them like 15 minutes because they would talk to everyone,
Yep.
work so fucking slow. But it'd be good coffee. But for how fucking long it would take.
I will say, there's a coffee shop in Detroit that it's pretty pretentious, it's pretty hipster, but it's fucking awesome. Because what it is they have green beans. Like, okay, for those that don't know, and I barely know anything about, the beans aren't brown, black, whatever you want to call them. From the start, they're actually green or some other like light color. So what they had was they had these giant stores of these green beans, and then they would vacuum them over like at a bank, like the vacuum tube.
Okay.
They would vacuum over a certain amount. They would roast right there, and then they would drop into a hopper, and then that was just constantly happening for every type that they had. And then so that gave you the ability to like walk up, and there's like 16 some odd tubes, and you could be like, oh, I like the look of that one right now. This one's gonna take a minute because there's not anything done. And then so the roasted beans then got vacuumed out of the tube up into a grinder, would grind, and then they go straight into the espresso machine. It was pretty sweet to watch. It was a little expensive, and it took a while considering just wanted a cup of coffee because it was cold.
Yeah, so what we learned from the story, AJ, is you do live in Detroit. Thank you for informing us of that one.
I don't live in Detroit. It is mildly convenient to go. Yes.
Mildly.
Okay, it's no more convenient to go to Detroit than it is to Chicago. So yeah. No, we were actually over there because my company my mom works for, the main office that she runs is not under, but it's kind of overseen by the Detroit office. So their Christmas party is over in Detroit. So I went over there with them, and I went to a Wings game because their Christmas party is always. So I would always just go to Detroit. My birthday, basically, something like that. We did spend so I was 21, I was turning 22, in a barcade, an underground barcade that's I want to go to again because it seemed awesome, but there were just way too many people. Actually, like, there's genuinely good chain coffee in Michigan. It's under the Big B name.
Oh, but if you defend Pete's Coffee, I'm going to walk over there and slap you.
It's genuinely good. People would probably know Big B as the company that used to be called Beaners. Yeah, it's probably 10 years ago now that they changed the name. Yeah, they used to be called Beaners, and like nobody really cared till like all of a sudden, like is what's happening now. Like it was a super quick uproar. They changed the name, and then just nobody cared. Which is
Nobody
nice.
cared about me trying to put the mask on.
Nobody cared about Bigby until, for some reason, somebody took offense to the name. They changed the name, and then everybody went back. Who cares? Speaking of masks,
Okay.
um, do you have a like surgical mask or not a? It's balaclava.
For just general.
Yeah.
No, I have like 3 masks my roommate stole from the military facility, and then I have some my mom made, which are like triple layered or something. The 2 I have. So I don't have any like surgical grade masks, but like the
Yeah.
triple layer masks are actually pretty good because they're like as close to N95 as you could get without getting N95.
Mine's a like a thick layer of fabric. It's 2 layers of. So like it's. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's hard to wear. Just everyday wearing, but it is noticeable if it gets hot.
Do you have to wear my work?
No,
Interesting.
I have to wear them into the building.
But you're far enough away from people that you're good.
People on the floor, people in production don't have to wear them because a lot of them already have some form of 95.
Because logistically, yeah.
Well, because you're dealing with powders,
Mm-hmm.
so you're going to be wearing a mask anyway. Um, yeah, so a lot of people like not a lot changed at the office, except for now we have to wear a mask into at least to our desk.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are wearing masks just all day. Whatever. Doesn't bother me. That being said, wear a damn mask when you're because
No, you don't understand. What was it? Was it the rep from Texas who thinks the mask gave him the COVID?
is that the same representative that said he was willing to open the cup?
No, but it's the same one who was on the House floor the day before, walking around, and then the reason he got tested was because that he was going to go on Air Force One, and so that the White House makes you get tested, and then he tested positive.
Yeah, you know the best part about all this? The only like so obviously they have to get tested if they're on Air Force One, which means everybody that's close to Trump has been testing positive.
To be fair, he never went on Air Force One because
Yeah. But he was going to go on Air Force One,
yeah,
so
he physically would have been on, if he did not get tested, he was going to be on there when he tested positive.
Well, and then Trump's witch doctor tested positive.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people surrounding him. It is shocking that President of the United States does not have COVID. And I'm sorry,
Well,
as much as conspiracy theories out there, unless he was asymptomatic, he's old enough and high risk enough that we would notice if he had COVID.
yeah.
Like, unless he's mystically asymptomatic, he is at that demographic where realistically we would notice if he had it.
Yeah.
And that man's in public enough, like, we haven't seen him change his demeanor that much.
Maybe he's just so hopped up on coke or whatever he is.
No, whatever the orange powder that makes his skin orange is. Do you think like you get spray tan every day, or is it like a powder that he like mixes in with shakes?
I mean, I don't know what he's done since he became president, but it was definitely noticeable when he was a member of the public. You could tell the days that he would go to get spray tan.
Where now I'm very curious what he does, because like he's consistently orange now, but it's never like he's consistently orange now is the difference. It's not like he's like more orange than less orange.
Right. So I wonder if he's just
It's so embedded in his skin.
that like he has to have stained his skin at the.
So it's like the Michael Jackson thing of how he bleached his skin.
I'd imagine like if you do anything to your skin long enough, it's gonna just take over. Especially when you do pigment stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, basically what Trump was doing is he was effectively giving himself a tattoo every day, skin.
Yeah.
He was doing henna, which if you see people that like, do the same henna pattern all the time,
Eventually.
it just becomes part of their skin.
And then over time, it'll slowly deteriorate. But yeah.
Yeah.
So eventually you'll break through enough layers of skin where it won't be there, but it'll just take a long time.
But I mean, he's been doing this for shit. This point?
Yeah, probably since he was born. I bet you if you look back, probably when he was like 30s or 40s when he started. I don't think he started in his 20s.
Look at photos of him as the commissioner of the USFL. He is still a normal skin tone.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Which was in the mid 80s.
So
and
yeah,
then he started to do it like come the 90s, so that's been.
And the mid 80s is roughly when like he started becoming the real estate Mongol, like you quote unquote knew Trump for. That was around the same time when he became Trump. Because Trump Tower, I think, went up like mid 80s.
He was already Trump by the time he became, because he owned the USFL. So
he didn't own it; he was a partial owner. I thought he owned a team.
No, he wanted to buy the Bills, and then he became like he may have started as a partial owner of the USFL, but he became the full.
He became the spokesman, I thought, or something absurd.
He was the commissioner.
And that's when he tried to like his whole thing was try to sell them to the NFL, and that's what made him fall apart. I thought.
Yeah, and the NFL bought him.
Yeah, but like he was trying to like make like push the teams as something you'd sell the NFL, not because it went broke. Yeah, it's fun.
Which I have to give him, like, from that standpoint of we're gonna make something and then sell to like that idea wasn't bad. I mean, the AFL NFL merger happened like 10 years prior. The NBA bought the ABA, like. So there is a precedent for these leagues to buy out competition and merge them in.
There is, but he was solely pushing it in a very like looking back at least, that was not a like correct way the way they were pushing it. Because the correct way to push it would be prove your league is successful for a year or two and then do that. Where they were trying to do it the first year, it's a very like he was very much trying to speed up that.
Well, he basically founded the USFL with the idea that we are going to sell to the NFL.
And he was pushing it like immediately versus like doing your whole like wait a year or two, kind of like prove our play was good, prove our model works. Like that's the way you should be doing it, not this.
Like with the XFL, I mean, say what you will, but like they wanted to do something. They wanted a league. McMahon's plan wasn't to sell the XFL to the NFL.
No, and I think he wanted to push the NFL to the fucking ground.
Well. While he may be absolutely batshit insane, I'm pretty sure Vince McMahon knows he couldn't take down the NFL.
But also, that's why they're on the offseason. There's the reason he wasn't competing head-to-head with them.
Yeah, I mean, he's very smart. He just makes bad decisions.
I want to see the world where COVID did happen and XFL happened, because that's when they had the funding for the 2 years. I'm very curious what would have happened at the end of those 2 years. Because the ratings were good. The ratings were good that first week. In the second week.
The second week they dropped off.
Okay, but like.
Well, so the thing of it is, right, like, I want to talk about ratings because you and I were talking about. Never look at first or second week ratings.
You have to look at continual, yeah.
No, you want to look at fifth week ratings. Not even third or fourth. You want to look at fifth week ratings.
Because by then all the hype's done. It's a matter of what is your consistent fans.
Because at that point. That's like
the old. I think the old sitcom rule was that if like your most adamant fans when it was on network TV had seen 1 in 3 episodes of your show.
Yeah.
Because logistically, like, just it was so hard for everyone every week to sit down for a show.
It's hard to watch. Like, it's hard to watch a week. Even in the current era, like, it's hard to watch a weekly show because, excuse me, a lot of water cooler talk are these weekly shows. So if you haven't watched it, you're basically trying to isolate yourself from everybody in your office or everybody you work with because they're going to be talking about Game of Thrones or whatever show. Like, so there's very much the burden of weekly shows of watch it when it airs.
Which is why it's, on the broader sense, it's very interesting how much like binge culture has changed that too. Like, there's just so much. And that's why I find interesting that so many of like Netflix and Amazon are moving back to weekly shows. Like, it's so weird that now they have to find this like jump between of like what's weekly, what's not. And Disney's only doing weekly. Like, you're taking this stuff of
or if you're the Grand Tour, you don't do weekly. It's been, I think, 6 months since the last special.
But that model to me makes a little more sense from the sense of like I could explain it. I can explain that model decently well though, because it's like, oh no, these just take a while. When they're ready to drop them, is what they basically end up being. Like, yes, you hold them and do a tour realistically, but like roughly speaking, you kind of drop them. Like you go, oh no, we aim for every so many months to have something.
Well, the problem was like, so the second. For those that don't know, the Grand Tour is the old Top Gear guys. They left.
They're pretty old.
Yeah, I think Clarkson's 60 now. Yeah, I'd put him up. Shit, they've been doing this for 20 years at this point. Like, the three of them together have been doing it. They left, see, on not good terms. And then started basically the exact same show on Amazon. And they made the decision after season 3 to do only specials. Which, say what you will, I mean, their specials are some of the best stuff that they do. And the first one was called Seamen. The idea being, here's a car show, we're going to make them do a special with boats. It's hilarious. They were going to do Mekong River in the... That was released December 13th. The next special was going to be Madagascar, which they had already filmed. It's just it takes so long to edit these things because the show is unscripted, effectively. But what they do is they go and watch every second of footage and actually script it. So there's people writing everything that these guys say on every camera. So they end up with like a 40,000 page binder, effectively, of everything that these guys talk about. And so now you have to take that and edit it down. And I mean, they've got at least 3 cars, or 3 cameras in the car, 3 cars, and then follow cams for every car. Plus, like, there's so many video files that they have to edit down. It takes them quite a while to do specials, and granted, it's 90 minutes, decently long of what they showed, but right as they were, so Madagascar, they were already planning on it taking a little bit longer because its editing was going to run into Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year, stuff like that. So they already knew that last month and a half of the basically happen. Then they get back, started on editing it, and then coronavirus hits.
Right.
So now suddenly they haven't been able to really work in, let's call it 9 months. Realistically, going back to they haven't been working on this stuff. So they did say, though, that they finished it and it's in Amazon's hand. So it's up to Amazon now to release it. Which I have to imagine the only thing that they're waiting on is like they probably Amazon has to do the X-ray stuff and probably subtitle.
Which I know people are like, well, that's quick. That does take some time, especially because I assume
it takes forever.
X-ray, I think, is less hard than the subtitles, if I'm being honest.
Well, the subtitles is honestly the easiest because, I mean, the Grand Super guys, they have the script of what is going to air.
Yes, like there was enough nuance that we probably wanted to match what they actually said versus what the script says.
Well, but I mean, it gives you like there's a lot of subtitling software now that's AI driven. So you drop a script, and then you basically tell it who's speaking, and then it
Mm-hmm.
analyzes the voice track, and it'll match up the lines with speaking.
Yes, I'm not saying like I just assume you still have a human somewhat go over it.
Yeah, so you have to go over it and make sure that it identifies who's talking. And like with the
Mm-hmm.
Grand Tour, I don't think they have um, titles for who's talking. It's just like it's the dash every time somebody new starts talking. It's not super hard, but yeah, the translation is
Translation could be rough.
probably the part that takes long with subtitles.
You have to find people
Yeah.
and shit.
Well, Amazon at this
You
point.
have. Okay, yeah, but that still takes time. Like you have to
Yeah.
you have to get it somewhat right because like even the way language is different, like you have to get that pacing somewhat right, which means they have to talk quicker or slower pending the language.
I don't think they redub. It's just English, and then it's. Oh no, they English the audio description, German, Spanish in both Spain and Latin American Spanish.
God, German, how quick do those people have to talk? Just because German, like as a language, is so long.
It's, I mean, pacing wise, it's pretty identical to.
Written wise, it's not.
Trust me, I'm on 1,100 days of Duolingo. French, Italian, Polish. One of the Asian languages. So they do subtitles in English, Arabic, Danish, German, Spanish, Swami, no idea, French, Peru, Indonesian, Italian, Korean. There's a bunch of these that are just symbols. Norse, Dutch, Polish, Russian, Svenska, whatever that is, Turkish. There's a lot of languages. But then, so they only have 2 filmed and finished. Their third one was going to be in Russia. Well, they were going to start the third one in, I think, March.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they can't do. They were saying the week that the UK went into lockdown was the week they were supposed to leave.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, do we leave? Do we leave under the pretense that we may not be able to get back into our own? Are we going to get stuck in Russia when they...
Oh, that'd be atrocious. Yeah, there are a
Especially,
lot of...
I mean, because Europe's been pretty hard about their border closure. You know, they've been pretty much like, there is no leaving the country, no, unless it's a super emergency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that is. There's a lot of. I'm curious at what point does. So, like, right now, we still, because content's so backlogged and a lot of stuff, that we're still getting it. I'm, like, obviously, we're not getting movies right now, but I'm curious at what point do we stop getting, like, new TV shows and stuff? And just because logistically.
It'll be for the fall series.
Yeah, that's when we're going to feel it. That's when network TV is going to really take a hit. Like, they've already taken a hit. That's going to kill them.
Yeah. It's going to be a bunch of...
But yeah, welcome everyone to the SWW show. I think we finished that intro. We just talk whatever we want. This is the SWW show.
There's a half-hour intro.
It's a half-hour intro. AJ, unless you were lazy and didn't fill out this document for me, it says you haven't played no video games.
Play Death Stranding.
Right. Can you tell us about The Walking Man?
I was genuinely surprised with
Is that a good or a bad thing?
both.
Oh my god.
It is a super, like, there are times where it is just, you want to chuck the controller controller, because it's so annoying. And there are times where it's super relaxing to just some music on, go for a walk.
Literally.
And the scenery is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Death Stranding might be, trying to think, it's in the top 3 best looking games. Which is a great preview for what the Decima engine can do on PC, because Horizon is out in 2.
Yeah, it's not that long from now.
So that'll be up there as well. But yeah, there's some, like, when you get towards your carrying capacity, it becomes a bear. It's just horrendous to try and play. And then there's always the, like, oh, well, you never know, the BTs could show up. And they always show up when you're trying to just, like, I'm just trying to run jobs to build up reputation, to unlock stuff, just, like, leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
They always show up, which I will say, about maybe the 5th time that you interact with them, it becomes pointless. You figure out how to get around them. And in fact, they give you something towards, it's probably the last third of the game that you have it, that makes going through BT areas basically a cakewalk. That being said, like, I think it was after the second time that I let it happen. So you trigger a BT, get too close, and it catches up to you. And then these things come up from the ground and try to grab you. What you should do, if you're just getting around to playing Death Stranding, is just let them take you. Because then you'll have to face, like, a big BT. It'll be a whale or a giant tiger or something. And then there's an area that you can see that's there's black, like, tar on the ground. Once you get out of that, the encounter is basically over. So let it take you. Wait until see the green. Walk out to the green. It's over in under a minute at that point. And you just go back, collect your cargo, collect your vehicle, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did end up running just like I ran a cheat engine script for materials, I think it was.
Wow, you couldn't play the fucking game?
Well, I just wanted to, like, I wanted to see some of the side stuff that I wasn't going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I only ran this, like, at the end of the game. I had everything unlocked at that point that I was going to. So I just want, like, you can build roads in a section. You can't do it through the game, but they basically split it in 2. There's 2 sections. The one section you can build roads on, so I just decided to build roads. And so I just did, like, unlimited materials or something like that and built the roads just to make a bunch of back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would have done it anyway. It's just I cut the game from 300 hours to 30 hours. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed my time with it.
I like that. Wait, if it was 300 hours, would you have enjoyed your time with it?
I don't know, because obviously I'm not at that point, so I don't know. Would the side stuff have?
See, this is also this. I think is a problem with a lot of modern open world games. It's like this chunk of it was great, but it was 10 times longer.
Well, it's not even that chunks of the game were too long. It was that, like, okay, do you want to make this easier? And also, like, the problem I was running into was there just weren't a lot of people at the areas where I was in terms of the
Mhm.
story because I effectively mainlined the story. I barely did any side stuff even from the beginning. So like I was reaching parts of the map that there just weren't people. So there weren't these structures.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of tedious motorcycles, trucks and stuff. But yeah, it was I mean, good on Kojima for making this game because it's incredible what he it's a total Kojima story. Um yeah, it's ridiculous. There are some fun parts where like so do you remember one of the original trailers with the
The
BB
yeah.
in World War II?
Mhm.
Those are sections of the game. So like
Okay.
there's a World War One, World War Two, Vietnam, and more modern conflict. And those are actually pretty cool. Pretty cool to see those sections because they're completely different to the rest of the game. Turns it into a shooter at that point. I met Conan O'Brien. I think that was I didn't meet Jeff Keighley or Edgar Wright.
Hmm.
There's a
Okay.
text chain between a one-sided text chain because I guess you were driving.
Yeah, where you kept sending us messages and you're like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was driving. Calm down there." And then the
Um,
issue with driving is it removes the notification on my actual phone when I get a text, and I forget to look at it.
let's see. I'm now dealing with family drama in Death Stranding. Stupid. Um, about 7 hours later, Leia Sado is a smoke show. It helps that her outfit in Death Stranding is a leather jacket and leather. She is an absolute smoke show in the game.
Is it
Um,
worse than Is It Quiet or whatever the fuck the name was in 5?
well, it's Wyatt was just over sexualized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Leia Sado in this like looks amazing. Like wow, like because I mean a lot of the characters are person, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
it's not some scan, like it's not just the face. It's the whole body, which I feel bad for Margaret Qualley, I believe is her name.
Okay.
She's a character in this. They made her teeth look massive. It doesn't help that there's a scene of her, she's screaming for help or something like that. And yeah, Troy Baker was Baker.
Mm-hmm. Which I like Troy Baker. These you just always know it's Troy Baker.
Yeah. Norman Reedus, at times, his character Sam, has the perfect quips for what you as the player feel. Like he'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of this shit. Yeah, feel the same way. I will say though, I ran out of lines pretty quickly because I kept hearing, I wonder if anybody's watching. I wonder
Mm.
if there's anybody out there watching us. Uh, which I don't know if that was a cue to like, you can press the back button and yell out, and if there's other players in your area, like in that area of the game, they'll spawn in that, but there's no interaction. I mean, it's just kind of an injury. Yeah. I
Mm.
did do the crotch zoom. You get a trophy for as Rita's
Of
just
course.
sitting there. As he sit, well, they showed that off in one of the uh, videos that they released. You can zoom in on Norman Reedus' crotch as he's sitting in kind of the waiting area, and he'll lift the camera up. Like he'll actually reach out, lift the camera up, and then at one point he just knocks the camera out. Yeah. I would say, in terms of recommending, it is certainly a. If you like Kojima games, I'd say go.
If you don't,
If you don't, or don't really care, it's a fun. Fun's a relative term. I guess it's more fun if more people are playing it. Um, it is at times enjoyable, like management.
mm-hmm.
Other than that, it's been the standard iRacing simulator.
Okay. That's good. I have been playing a couple things. First I've been playing Warzone like normal. I'm almost completed the battle pass. So there's 3 days left in the season. I have 7 levels left.
I still don't know why I have still installed. See,
I have no clue. I think it's eating up your entire hard drive.
oh, let's look. How much free space do I have?
Because you talk about how it's so much bigger for you because you have the campaign. I just have Warzone installed.
My C drive has 90 gigs. My 1 terabyte has 10. My 2 other game drives that I put in terabytes, about 700.
Nice. Otherwise, I've been playing. There was the new Borderlands DLC that came out like 3 weeks ago. I finally got to. It's the Western themed DLC. This might be Borderlands 3's best piece of content. Which might be better because my main game there are problems with, and then some of the DLC has been hit or miss. This one actually feels like they actually knew what they were doing, which is good.
Still supporting the
what
character that.
To be fair, I already bought that season pass, so I was already supporting that character. You're only technical, that season pass is already paid for.
Yeah, I guess.
So, like, I'm not... A, I didn't spend more money on it, and then B, like...
No, you did spend more money because you bought that damn gun.
Okay, that doesn't... Okay, that damn gun is somewhere in a box right now.
Which, okay, it was that... Did you buy that, like, did somebody make that?
Yeah, that's not... So they might have a licensing deal on the back end that was not bought through the Gearbox store.
Okay. Did you buy it through, like, a big box store?
It was through Amazon, but it was a vendor. It was not, like, Amazon directly. I could look. Who technically sold it?
I was going to say, because if they have the Borderlands license, then you're practically funding.
It is an official licensed product. It is not the Gearbox store. It is. I have to go back. I buy a lot of things against them.
It doesn't matter. It's an officially licensed thing. So you're directly supporting Randy Pitchford's weird fetish.
It was by PDP.
Because you know he doesn't pay his studios. God, I can't imagine. Like, you know, in a weird way, like, I hope that, I mean, obviously, we had the whole Me Too happen, right? So, just like Harvey Weinstein and that were expunged from Hollywood.
The record.
I really hope some of these shitbags, like, Pitchford...
James started to have that moment. It just kind of seemed to have stopped.
Not just from games, but, like, the fact that he can get away with, oh yeah, nobody really cares anymore about him not paying bonuses.
Yeah, that's one that's, like, interesting that, like, we had that moment and then people stopped caring.
Like, I hope that fever for these people, which is the point of these, I mean, effectively money laundering at that point.
Money laundering. Too bad nothing he did was technically illegal. It's just it was very gray and immoral.
Yeah.
So, like, if we be technical, it's not illegal what he did. I'm not saying it's right what he did, but those are different questions.
Yeah. He's like Louis C.K. It wasn't illegal, but nobody wants to have that happen.
No one wants to have, again, it's a good comparison of what he did was not illegal, which is why he never went to prison, never got sued, but it was not a thing you should do. I think that's a fair way of saying it.
I thought he did get sued because the money that was earmarked for a performance bonus went.
Okay, see that too. We haven't heard anything about that lawsuit in a while, which I think it's happening. And it was by the ex-lawyer, which I don't know what the hell happened. So
the lawyer that had a gym membership and a gun range membership, and was buying dick pills on a couple card or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of insane shit. Just say Gearbox doesn't sound like the best managed company in the world.
Gearbox seems like those companies that went belly up in the late 80s after all the coke dried up.
But, like, somehow still around.
Somehow still exists, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Jumping to what we've seen, AJ again didn't do his job.
Baseball, baby.
Oh, fuck. Whatever's left of it.
Been watching the Dodgers beat the shit out of people.
That's fine. Baseball has another 2 weeks and then it's done.
I have adopted the Dodgers as kind of the team that I watch because their games are...
Not the Detroit Tigers?
Well, the Tigers happen while I'm at work normally.
Can you not, like, you don't, like, put it on your phone?
Sometimes I will.
Because your job, it sounds like you can watch stuff as you're doing your job.
Yeah, I can watch stuff. A lot of times if I'm going to do that, though, I'll pull up, like, the radio feed.
Oh my god, you'll be like those old folks who have, like, doing, like, you're, like, working on the car and, like, you have the radio next to your ear?
Well, I have my headphones.
Okay, but I picture you much better as, like, that. You know the image you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Because, like, there's a lot of stuff that I have to get up and I can't stationary watching something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll have, like, the audio feed into a headphone or something like that. And around doing stuff. Yeah. I'm to watch the Dodgers.
Nice. I've watched two big things I wrote down here. First one, I watched Frost Nixon, which is, I got into a weird biopic kick again. It's about, I don't know if you know who David Frost was. He's an old, like, Australian talk show host.
Yeah, I've seen this movie. I saw it once or twice.
It's a Ron Howard film, which I did not expect. It's actually a decent film. I don't really like the look of Nixon in the film, which I know, like, it doesn't, I don't hate it. Like, if I didn't, but, like, I know what Nixon, like, should look like, and that's why it just looks off to me. Well, I didn't know what Frost should look like, and that's why he didn't bug me. And it's all about the interviews when he interviewed Nixon, which, for record, that man since then interviewed every single president. But what is fascinating about the actuality of the story is, like, it's when you got Nixon to admit he did a crime and he was wrong. And like, it's very interesting to watch, like, their version of, like, apparently it's very accurate, because I started watching the actual tapes of, like, the important moments of those tapes. Well, of, like, getting Nixon to break down and be like, no, I was wrong. Like, it was this, but, like, saying Nixon, this first time ever Nixon admitted to a crime or what he did was immoral.
It's a Ron Howard movie. It's as close as he can to being
real, the
actual event as he can.
I actually really like Ron Howard as a director for that, and I tend to like the topics he touches when he does. Like, I don't like Ron Howard as much when he does fiction pieces, with some exceptions, but, like, his non-fiction pieces, I think, are Ron Howard's best work.
Which, okay, you want to talk about the look of Nixon? Every depiction of Nixon should just be the mask from...
Yeah.
Was it Heat or Point Break?
I know what you're talking about, but yeah. Where
they put on the mask and the guy does the... the double piece, I'm not a crook, or whatever.
Mm-hmm. For the record, also, I say that, I guess, no, that is nonfiction. I was about to say, because my favorite Ron Howard, one of my favorite films of all time is A Beautiful Mind. So that's a Ron Howard piece, obviously.
He did Rogue One.
No, he did Solo. Which is, no.
It's okay. Whoever did, I forget, did Rogue One.
No, but so Ron Howard, some of his pieces that I know you would know. Cinderella Man.
He did Rush.
Da Vinci Code, Apollo 13.
Apollo 13.
Those are like some of the big ones I've seen him at. Like he's done like as a producer, he's a little more hit or
He's
miss.
very
He's
consistent.
everywhere. It depends. As a producer, he's less consistent because like Cowboys and Aliens is him as a producer.
Well, I mean, all that is a cash. Like, producers don't do
Yeah,
jack shit.
that's fair. As a director, he's definitely more consistent. Like I don't know. I've seen all of his stuff, but I don't know. Like there are very few pieces when we list here, and I go, "Oh, that's bad."
Yeah.
As an actor, obviously we know he was an actor. Um, Younger him at least. Older him, he stopped acting as he got more into being a director. No, run how it's fun. The other thing I watched was so Netflix got a hold of, I don't know how the fuck they got these. The FBI tapes for when they're taking down the mob in the 80s, and they had access to like interviewing all of the top FBI people, Rudy Giuliani, and a bunch of old like mob members. And it's called Fear City. It's a 3-part series on Netflix, documentary of them taking out the crime families. It's fucking crazy.
I wonder if this was going to be an HBO project at one point.
I don't understand how the fuck they got the FBI to agree to getting these people on tape. Because you like, obviously the FBI had to sign off on this.
Well, it's past statute of limitations at this point.
Okay, yeah, but like you have mob members who are talking on camera, and I'm like, that's fucking ballsy. Like, how much security do they have on them 24/7 from the FBI?
I mean, like, the thing of it is, those guys were public knowledge that they were mob members once they
Yes, but
became
like,
mildly famous. So, like, having them speak on camera is nothing.
yes and no, but I promise you right now that like they probably still have FBI security on them because like the mob still exists in some capacity, and like if they
Yeah.
could kill them, they would.
Yeah, but I mean, it's such a different. The rackets they run today are completely different to what they ran
Oh yeah, it's not as good. I agree on
40
that
years
one.
ago.
But like they still are running around. Like the mob still exists in New York. It is not as strong as it was obviously in the 80s. That's when basically Rudy led the team to kill it. But like it definitely they're still there.
And it's
I bet those
it's
people
much
just don't
more.
go to New York.
It's white collar stuff now, not.
It's not like what they ran the city. Like this talks about shit. Like they get into shit like how like I don't know how much they control like the construction industry or
Oh
the
well,
unions. Like they
dude,
controlled fucking everything.
the Teamsters. Like, you want to talk
Yeah.
about the mob controlling unions? Like, there's a reason the Teamsters are a thing. Like, they
I think
were
it
a
was something like
mob-run union.
the estimate was something absurd, like they controlled 10% of the United States workforce at one point.
Yeah.
Like fucking insane shit. Yeah, so if you want a fucking journey, go watch that series. I think it's like under 3 hours, so like you do it in like a night or two.
And then go on HBO and watch. I believe it's called Talking to a Killer.
Okay.
It's. Let's see if I can. It's the series they did. Shit, probably in the '90s at this point, 2000s with Hitman.
Mm.
Let's see. Let's watch. I hate the new. Yeah, it's like Diary of a Hitman or Hitman Tapes or
Mm-hmm.
HBO documentary. The Iceman. The Iceman Tapes.
Okay.
There's 3 different ones. It's the Iceman Tapes, the Iceman Confesses, and the Iceman and the Psychiatrist.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
and it's recorded while he's in prison.
Oh.
So they're all like recorded from a prison.
That's that's kind of amazing. So yeah, jumping to the next section here. What have we done? AJ, any big stuff happening for you or no?
Not really. I mean, pretty locked down in Michigan.
That's true.
Went out to the beach.
Nice. Are you curious what the note here means for me?
I know you were moving.
Do you?
Yeah, you texted me. Because, like, we couldn't record one day because you were moving.
No, that was a while ago. So, I'm moving a little more north. I didn't tell you this earlier today because I want to do this on air. Uh, when I say little more north, AJ, how north is Minnesota?
Probably further north than I am.
Yeah, it's further north than Chicago was.
Cities?
Yeah, sometime in the next month-ish change.
Same
Uh,
company, or?
we are working on that part still. There's a lot of gray happening in my life. I am moving, yeah, somewhere in the Twin City areas. Not quite in Minneapolis because the lack of police, but around there.
It's public safety officers. They're the same.
Also, this surge in crimes in big cities right now, you will not catch me living directly in a big city, which is a thing that's happening, independent of everything else. There is a giant surge in crime. But yeah, I'm moving around there sometime in the next month. I found a place, and that lease starts September 1st, but I don't think I'll be moving right at September 1st. There's still some gray of when I directly move.
Well, you
So
work
that'd
for
be
the
fun.
DoD anyways.
Yeah, I'm
Work
not
wherever.
concerned. Also, I'm not that concerned about finding work because I have a skill set that, like, the nice part of what I do is I could kind of find jobs most places in this country really easily. And it's
Yeah.
COVID right now, so everyone's kind of remote for the time being anyway. So yeah, catch me moving at some point, which is a whole another ball of stress. But I decided that, like, I want to at least change my location, and I have a friend in the area anyway, so it kind of worked out.
Did you
Now the
move
question,
as much as some of the billionaires by tax law?
shh, don't say that part out loud. I was gonna say, are we closer or farther apart now than we were when I move?
So
How far are you?
Florida?
Yeah, 'cause how far are you to Minneapolis?
It's
Oh, okay. Yeah, but how far is that drive?
probably
So we're probably about the same distance, actually.
no, down to you would have been
12? Okay, so a little closer, but yeah, it's like a 2-hour flight. Okay.
yeah, it's not too bad. And MSP is an old West hub,
Yeah,
Delta hub now, and so flights I think 5 times a day from Grand Rapids to.
nice. And then one of the other things I'm kind of excited about is Minneapolis has a decently thriving like indie game scene and stuff. So like when all stuff reopens up and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, maybe that's where SWW.
yeah, it'll be it's a decent area. And also the nice part is so it's a growing metro area, but it's not absurdly expensive either.
Depends on where you are. I have family in the Twin Cities. I know it can get.
It can get expensive, but like when you start popping to like buy like Mall of America and stuff, it's not that expensive.
No, because that's out in the.
It is, but it's real. We talked about like being middle of nowhere, but close to stuff really quickly. Like
Well,
when you buy Mall of America, you're next to the airport.
yeah. I mean, Mall of America is where the old Twins Stadium used to be. So
Yeah,
I believe it was called the
the metro. So, yeah.
Metropolitan Stadium.
But yeah, so catch me going crazy in the next couple months. Fun.
You don't deal with stress.
I could deal with stress. It's just there's a lot of stress with moving across the country.
No, that shit's easy. You got a bunch of it already figured out. You already have a place lined up.
I have a place lined up. I have work relatively figured out. It's more logistically of when you move, literally moving the 1,000 miles.
That's why you call it U-Haul.
Yeah.
Or, what's the other company? The one that actually does it.
2 minute a truck.
They're
Pods.
they're like a trucking service that specializes.
No, I don't know.
They run semis and
Nice. But, I gotta figure that part out still. So yeah, jumping to news. So stuff has happened since we talked about Tenet. Tenet got pulled off the schedule, back on the schedule, questionable, and now what's currently happening with Tenet, as of right now, is being released internationally in August 26th, and then in America, it is releasing in major cities on Labor Day weekend if your state and city allows movie theaters.
So in other words, I'll be watching Tenet probably August 27th with a cam rip.
Where Minneapolis allows movies, and then also Florida allows movies, so odds are I'll be able to see it actually in theaters. Do we think dates are actually going to hit?
I think at this point, yeah.
Because I think internationally they're going to hit. The question becomes, do they hit in the U.S.?
It will, but I mean, California is going to be closed.
California is going to be closed.
New York's probably still going to be.
I don't know the New York rule on theaters. That's fair. Illinois, I think, allows theaters. Georgia allows theaters. I'm trying to think big.
My dog does not
States.
like that.
Georgia. Ohio allows theaters? Question mark. I think that's because those are your big states, obviously. That I'm thinking of. Jersey, I don't know. I don't think does. And I think that'd be that's like the top 10 states we kind of listed right there. Texas does.
Well, Texas can't. Texas will allow everything.
No, Greg Abbott shut a lot of shit down again.
Well, I think when push came to shove, he realized that he had to shut shit down.
So that's the thing, though. So I don't know. I think in his news orders, the movie theaters were not hit. I think inside dining was, though.
It's funny. That's one of the things that's open. Chicken.
Well, yeah, which to me makes so I don't understand how we're differentiating them. If inside dining's open, theaters could probably be open, like because you just shut them down capacity wise.
Yeah, and people just wear masks while.
So again, so your argument should be then it's either we have neither built. Is what I think the argument should be, not this one or the other.
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand about it. Not saying that like, oh, I don't understand what the restrictions. I'm saying I don't understand how we justify having one and not the other. Yeah. Okay. Next story I found interesting is so A&E, which is one of those channels that exists that no one cares about, used to run a lot of cop shows, but they canceled live PD during this week or everything. They've lost half their viewership since that happened.
Well, yeah, no, there's nothing on A&E to watch.
Like, isn't that insane?
I mean, like, say what you will, we shouldn't be having TV shows that glorify this. Because a lot of what made live PD interesting to watch were the confrontations. There was violence. Otherwise, I mean, it's pretty boring to watch.
It's definitely the highlights, is what we'll call it.
Yeah.
They don't catch to the, like, here's a routine traffic stop, because that's boring.
Like, okay, like, I get it. Okay, you lose half your viewers, but that's because there's nothing on that.
Mm-hmm. But I just find interesting how much that drop-off was.
Well, again, if there's nothing on that channel to watch, why watch it?
Yeah. Okay. Other news thing, and I thought you would appreciate this. So The Verge has a piece out that I found. So apparently the new Oculus Quest has leaked.
It's gonna be white.
It's gonna be white. I'm curious your thoughts, not only like on the look of it, kind of. The rumored release date's middle of September 15th.
Well, that's probably when I'll get my index at this point. So.
Did you? Yeah, you don't have one, or you ordered one? I forgot what happened.
I ordered one during the summer game sale. It still is.
Jesus Christ, are they that backlogged?
I think the problem was people just ordered a bunch of them on the sale, so that back.
Yeah, but I'm curious though. So the Quest is coming out. So like, obviously, we talk about like VR, foundationally speaking, the reason it's still alive and quote unquote healthy is it's not because the consumer side, it's like the B2B side, the technology side, the medical side, the simulation side of them.
Yeah.
At what point does Facebook stop selling the consumer side or just drop to like a single SKU?
Yeah, I don't know why they have anything other.
Because especially because at this point, you do, right? You make games that the Quest can run by itself, or games that it can run via the PC because it can plug into them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. Especially because, like, again, Quest is enough where it is profitable or at least breaking even, and then you're hearing some games actually selling decent. But it's not like at this point the reason the VR is following the model of simulation and medical devices are taking the brunt of it, and then because the quantity they're buying, it's lowering prices for consumers is what's happening right now. So I'll be curious long term. This has to change like how we view virtual reality.
I'm on here, Yui. I think this is more price next gen game.
Mm-hmm.
What are
So,
game?
So this is where it's interesting. So background of the story. Ubisoft announced during the earnings call that all games releasing this year for next gen are still going to be $60, which is opposite of that EA statement we talked about last time, where they were $70.
Yeah, well, and like, I'll give it to EA. Like, they're consistent. They've
Mm-hmm.
from the 60 Xbox One bought the game on 360, and I think it was to get a digital of 25 to get that. So they've been consistent with cross generational pricing structure. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I think you'll see single 70, and then Call of Duty will probably still be 60, but it'll have a battle pass, and anything with multiplayer will have some battle pass. They'll make up extra money on the back end. Turning their game into a live game. It's like Siege.
Mm-hmm. Siege is like
every time they release a new update, base price goes down.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like $10 to buy Siege.
And every year there's like a new season pass that breaks in revenue. Yeah. No, I'd be definitely interested. That's a good point.
So, yeah, I have a feeling you're going to see these Cyberpunk will probably be $70 because Halo Infinite will probably 60. That's because you're paying. They just probably free.
And I bet you that's gonna have the microtransaction of like kin to like a battle pass.
Yeah.
Which also I'm gonna say too. It's like I know we inherently give free to play microtransaction these like atrocious names. If battle pass is the model of the future, I don't find battle passes like offensive in the same way that you find like some of the other microtransaction models.
No, like I get that. It's such a weird. For some of these games, it's like calling it a battle pass is just a weird.
And that argument I think is valid, but I just think logistically I don't find it.
Yeah, the problem is none of these games that maybe the term battle pass would not fit.
Mm-hmm.
None of them have had a good replacement.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a battle pass, but player for the NBA games has like a tiered system as you play.
Mm-hmm.
You don't buy it. It's like a rep system, honestly. It's called like 2K level, something like stupid. Um, and like sports games don't need battle passes. They have Ultimate Team or they have My
Yeah,
Team.
that's just built in.
Yeah, so they don't need tiered battle passes. They have events that you can get a diamond Michael Jordan on 2K if you this or you buy the card. Like
Mm-hmm.
I play the MLB game every show, and I don't play any team builder stuff. So every time I get a card that's worth anything, just quick sell it. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the other day I think I made the equivalent of like $20 by just quick selling cards. I'm not gonna use it there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think also like something that these battle passes need is that ability to dump stuff that sports games haven't figured out. Like,
The issue though is because it's a set progression makes it a little bit harder.
well, then throw in some randomness. Like
Mm-hmm.
or like made mention that you finish the Call of Duty Battle Pass. If you have skins unlocked that
You would like a marketplace almost.
or blueprints, yeah, like rid of them, put them on the Steam market.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. There's when I was playing Call of Duty, I never used
Mm-hmm.
because it just
Oh, I do. For my one gun, I have the one of the AK-47 blueprints.
I just leveled up the gun until I got the attachments. Got like I think I've got 5 blueprints for lever action battle rifle that I'm never gonna use.
Mm-hmm.
Nice if I could get rid of these.
That's valid.
I mean, and since they introduced the customization, so you can use bits from prints,
Mm-hmm.
like that would be cool too if they gave you the ability of, oh hey, you can buy this blueprint, and then you get all the.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Next news story we have here is so I remember a couple months ago we talked about how Universal and AMC were having their petty fight. We've come to a conclusion on the fight. AMC theaters and Universal striked a historic deal within last week. So now the rules are that Universal is allowed to release videos on VOD 17 days after theatrical release, which I believe it used to be 90 days was the old rule.
There's never a rule.
Was it?
There's always
yes,
a gentleman's agreement.
Okay, the gentleman's agreement was 90 days.
Maybe it was with AMC, like deal with AMC. Like,
It looks like it used to be an old deal. It looks like the way that this story phrases it. It used to be like in writing, akin to it. It might have been like there's no penalty if you break the rule, but like
yeah, there was always a gentleman's agreement with like off.
90 days.
Well, it wasn't VOD at that point. It was.
But the whole point now being 17 days though. Once theaters come back, that's not that long. Yeah, but like for like a lot, how many people like at that point? Then I'll be curious what that does to AMC in the long term.
I think this saves AMC.
It saved them if you couldn't lose Universal. What I'm saying, it saved them immediately.
Because this totally speaks to me. AMC dead.
Mm-hmm.
This deal just puts a band-aid on cut artery that they have.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So this may hold them off for a year. But I mean, if more studios are just going to release their stuff straight to
Mm-hmm.
there's, I think what you'll see is giant chains die. Cinemarks, your AMC's, Eagles. But you'll see the boutique theater thrive
Mm-hmm.
because they'll do movie and dinner, and go to the restaurant that's in the same complex as the theater and get $5 off your dinner, $10 off your dinner, whatever, and X amount off your ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner and a movie, whatever. I
Or like
think you'll see
AMC
that.
A-List is a good example of something that like probably when I move and theaters come back, I could see me re-signing up for A-List for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me to have a
The
great.
there are 3 AMCs kind of by me, and there's one that I think is 5 minutes from me once it reopens.
Yeah,
So like at that point, like that's probably the closest theater to me.
yeah.
And if I'm gonna see, and like realistically, once I'm in that kind of area, once I see 2 movies a month, like I paid for it,
Start having.
and I could see me. There's a decent world where I see 2 movies a month. That's not an insane world.
Especially if you're already kind of paying.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the thing with when I had movie. Like I would go see movies just to see movies.
Mm-hmm.
I
Why
saw
not?
some dog shit movie.
Especially because you get discounts on other stuff too. Like, especially usually it adds up, so it's worth it if I'm going to see them anyway.
Yeah.
Like, we make us see them. We'll see them once a month, and I can see me seeing a second movie that we don't see when stuff comes up.
Or seeing that movie twice.
Yeah. You might make me take notes on it the second time.
Watch it. Well, I would say watch it once just to see it. Watch it a second time.
Process it. It also depends on the movie. Some need more processing than others. Terminator Dark Fate did not need to be seen twice, where other ones maybe.
Avengers Endgame needed to be seen twice, partially because I fell asleep. Hour.
Fair. Okay, next news story, which I find interesting. So Microsoft announced they are discontinuing the Xbox One X and Xbox One S Digital Edition ahead of the Series X launch. Which is just interesting that, like, those are the versions they're willing to discontinue.
I imagine the One X is just for brand recognition.
Fair, but I found the Xbox S Digital Edition that's discontinuing. I assume that's the thing you'd sell long term because logistically.
I have a feeling that's not.
That could be my assumption. It has to be a sales thing because, like, if you had to tell me they're keeping one SKU forever, that's the SKU I assumed you would have kept.
Because the digital edition isn't any cheaper than.
I thought it was like $50.
Because the One S is always on sale and it's got a game in.
Mm-hmm.
So I buy digital edition. Get one with a disc slot and a game for the same price.
Final news story I had written down this month. So Xbox had their Xbox One event earlier, a couple weeks ago, and there's just a story I have that shows some of the top things they announced. We're not going through everything. Some of the infamous stuff I was talking about was Halo Infinite, which I don't think either of us are big Halo people. But one of the big changes is it's going to be an open world campaign game, which is weird.
I have a feeling it's going to be a hub-based.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that.
Open world in the way that Last of Us 2 had open world segments.
Also, it's going to be running at 64K, which is good. They announced State of Decay 3, but apparently it's not going to be out for like a year, so I don't know why you announce it.
because they need something.
Yep.
Xbox always does this. They announce that are years off because it's, oh, we have 150 announcements.
Yeah. Then they announced the new Ford and Motorsport, which you knew was coming, but I don't think we have dates on it.
I do like that they dropped the,
It makes sense.
because this is, I have a feeling Forza Motorsport is going to go the way of iRacing in a sense. There's probably just going to be one motorsport, one horizon, and then have car packs, track packs.
Yeah.
Because this is the way Microsoft is going in general. So like, there's no more Windows 10 until a massive security flaw is shown in Windows 10, and then.
But like, I also do enjoy the no more Windows thing because it makes our lives a lot easier.
Yeah, I mean, we would be.
What's interesting to me though is obviously Obsidian's one of the studios they acquired a couple years ago. They announced 3 Obsidian games at the same time, or at least 2 games and 1 DLC, which Obsidian's not that big of a team. So they announced The Outer Worlds, Pearl and Gorgon, which is a DLC, which I'm excited for because I decently like The Outer Worlds. They announced Grounded, which they talked about before, which is their early access survival game. And then they announced Avowed, which is basically their version of Skyrim.
In other words, we give.
I like Obsidian. I'll be curious to see how it goes. I liked The Outer World, so I'm at least excited for that DLC for sure. And then Destiny 2 is coming to Game Pass, which at this point, I don't think that matters. And I think the final big thing was they announced the new Fable, which has been long rumored, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, this is just.
That was an open secret, basically.
Well, hell, Playground announced that they were developing a Fable game. Like,
yeah. We knew that team was existed forever, and like it's one of those rumors. It was like the Dark Souls remastered rumor PlayStation said. We just known it forever.
the only thing that matters that's coming to Game Pass is Flight Simulator.
Isn't that soon?
Which I am genuinely looking forward to Simulator. Because if they can pull off even 60% of what they're going for, it'll be the best looking, I mean, it's going to be the best looking flight simulator out there. And because they're using apps, satellite coverage, once higher resolution come out, that game's just going to get better looking. I am so looking. I know that's a very me.
That's definitely.
That's one that of the games that are coming out. Probably the only one that I'm. And the fact that it's going to be on Game is huge because I mean that turns that it's a $60 game normally. It turns it into a $10 game. Trial is. Or if you already have like games of not free, but effectively.
It's cheap enough where. Nice. Okay.
I've been looking at the because they'll do the patch ultimate with some gold have. I've been looking at going on one of these discount sites and just buying the 3 years of gold match up to.
Jesus.
And doing that and just having.
Yeah, no, that could be insane. I like the deal I think Microsoft announced for the Series X, where it's like you pay a monthly fee and you get everything, and you just pay it off over 2 years or something. Like that doesn't seem atrocious.
It's $20.
Which isn't
Series X and.
Which isn't like bad.
No, I mean when it comes down to it, that's what. Well, so that's the thing, right? We can kind of figure out how much Series X is going to.
My understanding was the Series X might cost more. It's because it has an upgrade path towards or something. So I think there was some fine print there of like that's
Canceling. Because one that they have, plane that they have now, is $20 a month access. Access. It was 1X was that would be 600, 660-ish, 2 years, but that also includes Game Pass. So that is a month. Okay, here. So if you get a 1X, it's all access plan. If we're just assuming that prices are going to stay the same. If you bought a 1X and 2 years ultimate, it comes out to $750.76 X. If you pay the access, it's $740.76. About $15. That considers the 1X being $400. So if it comes out that all access is going to be $39 and is going X or a Series X, that means a Series X is probably going to be $400. Which Series X is $400 and PS5 starts with a 5. Shit. Microsoft wins this generation before it starts. Unless, I mean, the only way I see PS5 getting considerably is if it outperforms the Series X.
Yeah, that's going to be...
If it outperforms the Series X, it'll mean it'll outperform anything else, because the Series X is their top dog. Which also, like, I mean, we didn't really talk about Series X and the digital. I have to imagine there's going to be a Series S.
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, it makes sense why they're canceling cutting down their production. Because if they're going to be calling their stuff Series X and the Series S, don't want 1X and the 1.
Are you saying that's going to be confusing to people?
The Xbox naming conventions are ready. But yeah. Yeah, if the PS5 can show that it is just downright a monster, and there's going to be no cheaper version of it, like, there is one PS5 SKU is the best one. It's the best thing out there. People will pay for it. And I think that's the thing. Like, Microsoft, I can guarantee, is just praying to God that their SSD is as fast as the Sony one.
I'll be very curious if it actually is, because the way Sony's piping that up, like, either can get flat on their face or it's going to be amazing.
Because, I mean, these things are the same internal. So it's gonna come down to
hard drives can make a difference. It's just a matter of how much does this one.
Yeah. So yeah, if the Sony one is just basically lightning fast, from the sounds of it, Sony is designing like a SATA, an upgraded SATA. It's not just that they're creating some fancy NVMe drive. It's they're redesigning SATA bus to make this thing incredibly fast.
So I'll be very curious what that means legitimately. So yeah.
Is Sony going to put a near terabyte M2, an upgraded SATA connection PS5? Because if they do, that thing's going to be ridiculous.
Hmm.
They've said, oh, you can fast travel in Spider-Man without any loading. That's going to make GTA 5 like an instant load.
Yeah. Which will change, that would be insane.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That is all the news we have for now. I have games to watch for. As we talked about, we based it off when these episodes come out. So today, on the latest episode, Fast and Furious Crossroads is coming out. I know AJ looking forward to this game.
I haven't seen anything.
Rogue Legacy 2 got delayed, so it's coming out on August 18th. Damn you, two-door, whatever your company name is. Project Cars 3 comes out on August 28th. Is that an AJ game?
It's another one that I haven't looked into. It's on my still look at today, Steam.
Okay. Wasteland 3 comes out on August 28th. Cyberpunk 2077 comes out on September 17th.
It's November, change the...
Fuck, I keep going to change the date. What is it? November what? Do it right now.
Sometime.
I fucking hate everyone. Never mind. I'm sad now. And then Wormbo comes out sometime in the fall. They are still discussing...
I'm on Steam right now. It's coming out in November.
God fucking damn it. Never mind. We still have time. And then Worms Rumble is sometime in the fall. They are still discussing maybe September, but realistically, without date at this point, I doubt it will be September. As for Movie Club this month, AJ and I have made executive decisions. There are no more movies. The world is disgusting. Stay home or whatever the fuck you gotta do. So instead of a Movie Club this month, there will be an extra interview show for your earballs to listen to. So yeah. And then we will also, at the end of the month, on the 28th, come out with a new F1 show discussing all of the races, the prelims, whatever the fuck AJ has us watch.
Just watch qualify.
Whatever you call those. So yeah, I think that is everything for this month, this week, for the SWW show. I'm Mike. That over there, in his silky voice, is AJ.
So I click on Slightly Mad. It takes me to the Bandai Namco Steam.
Yeah, no, I hate when they do that.
Just anime.
Yeah, anything else for these fine folks, AJ, before we let them go? Perfect. Well, enjoy your week, folks, and have a good August.
When you're listening
to Yeah. Okay, perfect.
This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you can use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month.
This podcast was a production of the SWW Show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at the SWW Show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroney. You can follow AJ at LowSeatBoy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.